This is Rebecca. I'm the founder of thephillydog.com. And with the 4th of July soon upon us, and it being thunderstorm season, I thought it would be the perfect time to take another look at the Thundershirt and the Anxiety Wrap. When I first started thephillydog.com, I focused a lot on my dog Dash's separation anxiety issues. And I did do a post on the Thundershirt versus the Anxiety Wrap. I'll include a link in the post to take you back to that, but I wanted to take a new look at the products because there have been some changes. One of the most common questions I get from readers is, do these products work? And unfortunately, my answer is always maybe. I really wish I could say that there's a quick win here with one product that works, but really every dog is different, just like people. What works for one may not necessarily work for another. And my two dogs, Dash and Imogene, are perfect examples of this. So the first product I have is the Anxiety Wrap, and this is actually the one that is in the older video that I had on Dash modeling it. And unfortunately, it went into the laundry, and now it's all linty, and it shrunk a little bit. The Anxiety Wrap is actually quite different from the Thundershirt, in my opinion. The material is very tight. It does stretch, but it clings to the body, which is one of the great things about it because it definitely achieves that swaddling effect. However, it also makes it, in my opinion, really tough to get on my dog. To get on, you basically slide over their head, and you can adjust with this knob how tight it is. So you want to loosen it and then put it over their head. You then put their little legs in the front, and then you pull on it. It's really like pulling on spandex. And then you can readjust the neck to make sure it's tight enough, and then the back so that it's fitting snugly there. And then there is a flap on the side that velcros. See here, and you wrap it around their body, and you can make it as tight as you need. So it helps it swaddle them even more. One of the neat things about the Anxiety Wrap that makes it different from the Thundershirt is apparently when dogs become very stressed or anxious, they lose sensation in their hind legs. This is what I was told anyway. And what the Anxiety Wrap has are additional wraps for the hind legs that you can adjust to remind your dog that, yes, I still have my hind legs. Because obviously losing sensation would cause even more stress. And what you do is you simply take it through the loop and you wrap it around their hind leg. Now, as I said in the video, I use the Anxiety Wrap for Dash, and I tried the Thundershirt. Out of the two, Dash did do better with the Anxiety Wrap. However, it did not get rid of his separation anxiety by any means. I think this is really an important thing to note. Depending on how bad your anxiety is, your dog's anxiety is, I was pretty anxious too, but how bad your dog's anxiety is can really affect, it can really make whether this is going to work or not. By the time I was using this, Dash's separation anxiety was so full-blown. Now he is on medication. He saw a behavioral vet, and he's doing so well. It's hard to say. I wouldn't say that it didn't work at all because it certainly didn't make Dash worse. He could have been much worse without this at all. And I have used it since when we go to the vet because that's another very anxiety-inducing event for him. However, I can say that this did not cure my dog of separation anxiety. And I don't think that any product out there will. I think, in fact, any manufacturer who tries to sell you on this will cure your dog's anxiety, you should stay away from. Because, again, every dog is different, and you usually have to do a combination of a product with some training. So that being said, the Thundershirt, however, has worked very well for my newest dog, Imogene, who is a 6-pound little ball of fluff who has horrible thunderstorm phobia and loud noise phobia. So the Thundershirt has changed a bit since my last review, and I purchased this at PetSmart for I think about $29. It was there was a sale going on, and it's just the basic gray, and it wraps around the front, so the little head goes here, and you can adjust how tight it is here, and then it wraps under the belly and Velcros, which you can make as tight as you need, like so. And then it also has that flap where you wrap around the belly again, and you can tighten it as tight as you need to. So this is the front, there's the side, there's the back. It does not have the hind leg feature. One of the new things about the Thundershirt is there's this patch now marketing their other product called the Thunder Spray. And with my purchase, I got this for free. It's Thunder Spray Insanely Calm. And what this is a pheromone spray that contains lavender and chamomile. And basically, again, I'm not a vet, but basically a pheromone spray is another alternative treatment that can be used to help reduce anxiety. A pheromone is a type of hormone that a mother releases when she is having her pups or her kittens nurse. And it calms them, it's soothing, makes them feel good. So a lot of products out there are now carrying these pheromone sprays. Another really popular one that I've actually used, successfully with my cats is the Feel Away. I've also used a calming collar, I can't remember the manufacturer at the moment, on my previous dog Finn for his generalized anxiety, and it made a profound difference in his overall level of anxiety. It took a little while to see it work. It was about a week, I think, before I really noticed he was just calmer overall, but it worked great for him. I tried calming collars and sprays for Dash. Nothing. Didn't work at all. So it's really easy to use on the Thundershirt. You just take the little patch, shake, spray. And I think it smells lovely. It definitely calms me down. It's a very lavender smell, but it's flowery as well. It is not too strong. And so I spray it on there for Imogene before I put the coat on her. I think the most important thing to remember, whichever product you decide to try, is timing is everything. It's really important to get the Thundershirt or Anxiety Wrap or whatever treatment you're using before your dog becomes anxious. If you wait until the dog is already showing signs of anxiety, it's too late. Your dog's already worked up. The product's not going to be as effective as it can be. So what this means practically for Imogene is that if I know that there are going to be thunderstorms tonight at 6 o'clock, I will actually put her Thundershirt on her around 5:15 before it even starts. If that can't happen, I know that she has some general early signals that she's becoming anxious. She starts going in circles. I'll put it on her then. You want to get it before it escalates, because once it escalates, the product's not going to work. There is more information on both of these manufacturer websites about this. Another great website is fearfuldogs.com. The other thing I would point out is that whichever one you choose, make sure you also don't do it in a way where your dog starts to associate the treatment with the bad thing. For example, my dog Finn had overall general anxiety, and I noticed it would get worse when I would be leaving the apartment. So I began giving him treat puzzles every time before I left. Well, it didn't take long for Finn to decide that treat puzzle means owner's leaving. Owner leaving is a bad thing. Treat puzzles are bad things. And he refused to even come near them. In fact, when I would put the treat puzzle down, his anxiety would get even worse. So I completely made one of my best tools ineffective. It would have been better to give him treat puzzles at random times in addition to every time before I left, so that he wouldn't associate the puzzle with me leaving. Likewise, whether you're using the anxiety wrap or the Thundershirt or a calming collar, make sure that you don't just put it on your dog when the thunder starts. For Imogene, the first day I put it on her was a beautiful sunny day, and I kept it on her for about 15 minutes. A couple days later, I put it on her for a half hour. Next day, I threw it on her bed so that when she got into her bed, she was sleeping on it. And I built up to it. And I still do that so that it's not just taken out every time we're going to have bad weather. It's really important that your dog doesn't make that connection with the product, because once your dog makes that connection, you've effectively lost that tool. So as a wrap up, following this video, you'll see in the blog post that I have other videos of the Thundershirt on Imogene during a really bad storm. It's important to note that while she still does look like she has a bit of anxiety, it has significantly decreased her anxiety. Signs that she exhibits and many other dogs exhibit are drooling, heavy panting, shaking, pacing, cowering, and hiding. For Imogene, the Thundershirt has almost eliminated the shaking. It has eliminated the hiding. She now will sit next to me. She still pants heavy, but not as heavy as she did without it. And it's made a big difference overall. So when someone asks me, do these products really work? Should I buy it? I always do tell them, look, every dog is different. It may work for your dog and it may not work for your dog. But the only way to know is actually try. Fortunately, many of these products have a money-back guarantee, so you really have nothing to lose. And I think that as dog owners or cat owners, we owe it to our pets to try to do everything we can to make their lives a little bit easier. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us on Facebook at The Philly Dog or email info@thephillydog.com. Thanks for watching.